for about a 35% discount. I have another guy we're working with right now. In fact, I hired a guy on my board of advisors. I'm going to brag about him in a minute, Darren Campbell. He's the #1 commercial real estate on the whole West Coast, broker. #2 commercial real estate broker in the world, out of 110,000 brokers. He has his offices in Woodland Hills. He's got a RE/MAX office with 168 brokers that work for him. He's an amazing guy, and he's got a partner who wants to buy these notes right away. He doesn't want to wait for a receipt. He'll want a haircut. I can't tell you the guy's name. Shaquille O'Neal. Did I say that? No, actually, his partner is Shaquille. They bought a bunch of stuff together. He's interested in buying these notes. Because for him, it's a great deal. If he buys a note for 50 grand that's worth 90, and he's got the house back again, he's in pretty good shape. Our investor's in good shape because they bought it for 26.9, sold out at 50. So that works.
So the notes on the discount, either the property value is more, is it discount on the property value or discount on the note?
I'm going to show you that. But it's on the property value. He'll buy it for about 45 or 50 grand. It's kind of a combination. Here kind of answers your question, not really, but a little bit. This is the 15-year program I've been talking about. Our client buys it home for 26.9. He sells it to the individual land contract for $50,000, $50. He charges him 8.75% amortized over 15 years. We reverse engineered this. People always ask how'd you do it. We figure out 90 grand at the end of the day. What do we have to do to get there? So at that $500 a month they're paying. This is the Del Toro loan servicing company I mentioned, $50. This is an actual net cash flow because there's no other cost involved. They're paying everything else. So $450, based on a year, that $5,400 based on the 26.9 is actually 20% or $81,000 net. That note's sellable if you sell it for $45,000, $50,000. That's a good deal for you, obviously, and a good deal for the individual that buys the note. Both sides. We really have only done 1 or 2 of these, so I won't worry you out with this. But this is the same idea if you want to go for a 30-year and just charge a little bit less, give the individual a break. At the end of the day, you're making 14%, which I say only. Right now, that's pretty good. But it does increase your return on investment quite a bit. So it depends a lot of things on age, if you plan to sell the note, just a lot of different issues as to whether you do that. This is my favorite slide. And this is a gentleman who's been kind of my mentor. He's had a real estate investment club for about 35 years. Pretty amazing gentleman. And we call it our early retirement program. This is an actual 10 homes a client bought. They're a little squoze down. They're probably a little bigger than this. The picture squished them. This is a client of ours who bought 10 homes. When you buy 10 with Stone Equity Group, we give you a free house. We supersize it. The American way, right? So now you have 11 houses, and here's what I like. Either one of these legs stands up on its own, and I want to show you that. If you paid $269,000, and you have $804,500, and that's the third-party comps I'm talking about right now in this recessionary time. Do you all think real estate's, who here thinks real estate's going to be higher in 10 years? I hope you guys raise your hands. It'd be crazy to come down to this meeting if you didn't believe in real estate a little bit, right? So I just think it's going to be higher, but let's say it isn't. I'll be negative. First of all, you've spent $269,000. Say you bought cotton balls, or Ouija boards, or widgets, or whatever it is, and it's worth $804,000. You got a pretty good deal, right? No matter what it is, really. I bought stuffed teddy bears for $269,000. They're worth $800 grand. You made almost 3 times your money. Now let's put that out of the equation. At $500 a month income on these 11 homes, that's $66,000 income. So let's say this isn't involved, and you bought some annuities or oil well or whatever produces income. For $269,000, it produces 66 grand a year income for you in perpetuity. Is that a good deal? Right? I mean, I would do that. I would do that without this all day long. Because in 4 years you have your money back, and that just keeps coming. Now let's put it together. Let's say you hold these properties 10 years, you just rent them. You've gotten back $660,000. This money's back in your pocket, and you've made about $400,000 just on rental income. Now, if property hasn't moved, it's just where it is right now, which again I think we all agree it isn't going to be. But if it were, you've got another $800,000 sitting there in equity in these homes. And that's why for me, I mean, again, I've been in investments for a while, but for a retirement package, I haven't seen anything that really comes close, and it's only due to this horrible, horrific news that we're having, and the terrible economy that we're having. And too many people, and I think you guys are savvy enough, that's why you're here. But you know the average Joe out there is thinking, oh, the economy's terrible, I'm not buying anything, I'm going to wait and see what happens. That's the average Joe that doesn't get it. The reality is, it's time to ante up, it's time to get in there. I bought a home, y'all remember the market was pretty shitty in 1996, 97? So I go to this oceanfront home, me and my wife. And I'm also talking about common sense here, because I saw so many people in there with realtors as a broker over, going, oh, I don't know, I see it's got potential, I don't know. And they're all, I hear a bunch of whining, walking around. And I'm looking at the house, it's 50 feet of oceanfront glass, 30 feet high ceilings in the middle that come to 20 feet on the sides. It's symmetrical. I have to have symmetrical. I can't live without it, I'm a Libra. So in any case, you know, I see this even beautiful, all of it opens up, 50-foot private deck on a private beach, a tram down to the house from the guest house up top. I go, honey, get the checkbook. This gal, talk about distressed situation, had been divorced. She was very wealthy. She wanted to move back to New York and could not sell the house because the market was so bad. She'd had it on the market for $15 million, $5 million, $2.5. I bought it for $1.25. And she just looked at me one day, because I kept coming, she goes, is this your dream house? You like this place? No. I said, it's my dream house. She goes, $1.25 million. She didn't care about that. You know? And obviously that house, my neighbor's got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath on the market right now. He'll never get it. He's in denial. For $29 million. So, just to give you an idea what real estate in that area has done. It's kind of insane. That's here too. Good God, you live in Santa Barbara. What am I telling you guys? Nothing. But it's amazing what real estate can do. And certainly to me, you know, just recognizing, people are like lemmings, you know, when they read, hey, real estate's doing great. It's going up every day. It's running like crazy. Everybody starts buying it. And that's when the guy who's selling it to those people was the smart guy. He already bought it well, and now he's selling it when everybody in the world wants to buy it. I remember going in a house in 1974 with my wife, and it was so packed, and it was a little home in Mar Vista in LA. It was so packed I could hardly walk through it. I mean, I'm like, they need stoplights in here. And then 2 months later, I went in a house in that same neighborhood. It looked like a bomb went off. Those kind of bombs that kill the people, but not the buildings. Nothing going on. The market turned that way. It's amazing how fast it can happen. I don't think anybody recognized or predicted this big of a drop, but again, it creates the opportunity. Just on the 4-pack, same deal, I won't worry out with it, but this gentleman bought 107,000, that was the values on third-party comps, and that's his annual income. This is what we're most proud about, and I haven't talked about it a lot, but a big part of my company is our community home ownership program. This is what you saw in that news clip in the beginning. They're part of Stone Equity Group. They're in my offices. This is the company that we give away a home or two every month to a family that needs it. We go through veterans groups, through Goodwill, through battered women's facilities, churches, to find folks to help out that need these homes. But what's kind of neat is, I'm talking about this thing going full circle. We're helping revitalize communities. We were at a home recently. This couple comes over. They're excited. Hey, okay? Somebody's moving in my house. Hey, who's moving in? And they've been married 30 years as we talked to them. They've been in the neighborhood 30 years. And the problem was, as you look at it, the home's boarded up next door to them, so it's hurt the values of the properties. It's hurt the aesthetic appeal of the neighborhood. And it's dangerous. All the above. So they're all excited, and we're excited to be helping revitalize the neighborhoods. In fact, we try to go where there's not more than a couple foreclosures on a block. We don't want to go into an area where it's just inundated, but we are looking at a couple areas, me and Josh, right now, that the whole street's foreclosures. We're thinking of buying the whole street, fixing it up, just using that as the flagship for helping revitalize communities. And people that are either in government, I had the guy, he was the head of the RTC through the 80s and 90s in my office about 3 weeks ago. Power player, ran for Congress, he's out in Florida. And it's just neat to see people recognize right away that the people, savvy people, even go, you know, the government can't do this. It's great you're doing it. The government doesn't have the ability or the flexibility to do this, purchase these homes and get people back into them. So it almost needs to be done by privatization. That's really what it is, private people stepping up and making the change ourselves. So we're really proud of it. And I mentioned giving a family an opportunity. These are mostly, blue-collar, hard-working families. They don't deserve any less than we do. They're good people. In a lot of cases, what